Alessandro Nivola, we dedicate this podcast episode to you. This is We Have Concerns. Hi, Jeff Canada.
Hi, Anthony Carboni.
Hello, concerned citizens. Jeff, hot shower, cold shower?
Oh, I tried to get on that trendy cold shower train. Can't do that. I'm a hot shower man. I love a shower.
Dude.
I love a shower. I love a warm, delightful, steamy shower.
I am such a hot shower guy.
Oh, yeah.
Always have been. Always will be. The cold shower, I remember when the cold shower thing, the cold shower thing never goes away. There's always somebody in your life right now. Look to your left, look to your right. If you're not the person who wants to extol the virtues of cold showers to you, it's one of those two people. One of you three people is currently on the cold shower kick. Can I tell you, I believe probably went through a cold shower kick?
Who?
Your co-host on DLC, Christian Spicer. I believe that at some point, Christian Spicer probably did 3 months of cold showers.
I would not be surprised by that. Yeah, he does seem like that. I mean, I tried it myself a little. I didn't really stick with it very long. But you do feel, let's say, awake. You feel very, there's an energy to it that is undeniable.
It's certainly a very different feeling.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that. Well, the hot versus cold showers thing has come up again. This was in the New York Times in their Ask Well section. This was sent in by good old Synergy Mansfield. Thank you, Synergy.
Thank you, Synergy. Doing the work.
If you'd like to suggest a story to us, we have concernshow@gmail.com or join our Discord. You can find out how at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns. This person asked, I love taking hot showers, but I've heard they damage your skin and hair. Is that true? Well, here's something new. I didn't know about this.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard about the effects of a shower on your skin and hair? I thought it makes them clean.
That was my understanding as well. But maybe, there's a certain level of hot that I'm sure would scald your skin and hair.
Sure. Sure. We could potentially get to a first degree burn level.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't think a delightfully warm, invigorating shower. I never thought would be a bad skincare.
Yeah. Well, it turns out that it's bad for you.
Really?
It's bad for you. So here's the deal.
Showering is bad for you?
Buddy, on an infinite timeline, everything is bad for you. This is the deal. There's nothing that we're doing there's nothing that I'm doing every day that's going to make me live forever. Do you know what I mean? Like it's all going to do something to you. This is why.
Do you know what? Go ahead. Sorry.
This is why, as a youth, I could never get into like the really intense dungeon crawling RPG games, right? Because you would like walk around. Like now, as an adult, I can handle them a little bit better, but I want to pick up a potion and I want to drink it and I want it to make me stronger. But the thing about like real in-depth role-playing games or something is like, okay, you drink that potion, it makes you stronger, but it also makes you a little bit slower. But it makes you 80% stronger, but 13% slower. And it's all like, that's just life, baby. That's just life. Everything you're doing that's good for one part of you is bad for another part of you. And you're constantly running like fucking spreadsheets. You take a bite into an apple, it's a fucking spreadsheet.
That's true. That's true. Yeah, I was just reading that article on a new study about microplastics. We don't need to get into it, but it, we talk enough about on this show about. Yeah, this
new study says, surprise, they're actually great.
Do you know what me Tuesday at 4 p.m. me does not need to hear?
What?
Showers can be bad for you.
Right. Right.
Do you know what me laying in bed, needing to start my day and looking at the clock does not need to have in the back of his head? Potentially a warm shower, not great. So this is take that healthy option every time is what I'm saying, Anthony.
And this is the thing. I'm going to tell you about hot showers, but then I'm going to tell you about cold showers. And here's what you're going to learn, Jeff. Fuck a shower. Right? Here's what you're going to learn. Because here's the deal. You take a hot shower, and they haven't done a lot of studies, like dermatological studies, just on water temperature. But what they do is they do a lot of studies based on cleansers, things that clean your skin. And so what they know
it's the soap that's the problem.
Well, kind of, because when you take soaps and you mix them with hot water,
they lather up.
They lather up.
Lathered.
And then, do you know how many people choke on lather every year? The lather-related deaths. Is what the dermatologist. The dermatologist found that 50% of people that use soap die.
Eventually.
The other 50% live forever.
Wow.
Yeah. No, so what happens is a lot of cleansers, basically every soap that you know, damages something called the skin barrier, Jeff.
The skin barrier.
The skin barrier.
Have you ever gone faster than the skin barrier?
That's right.
That used to be my pickup line at clubs. Hey, baby.
What does that mean? What does that mean?
Do you want to go faster than the skin barrier?
What does that mean, though?
Yeah. Ask her, Anthony.
It sounds disgusting. What does it mean? Basically, the skin barrier is made of dead skin cells, and surrounding those cells is a bunch of stuff like fatty acids, cholesterol, ceramides, lipids, basically. Lipids.
Yeah.
And they help retain the moisture in the skin and protect it from environmental irritants and allergens. And then on top of the skin barrier is a thin layer called the acid mantle, which is basically made of amino acids, the acids found in sweat, and then sebum, which we've talked about before, that oily stuff that keeps moisture in your hair and stuff.
The acid mantle. That sounds like a setting for a D&D campaign.
Dude, Acid Mantle was my favorite early 2000s action film.
Acid Mantle.
Stephen Dorff in Acid Mantle.
Acid Mantle. I think that's where one of the Fantastic Four's arch villains is from.
That's
the
right.
Acid Mantle. Yeah.
That's right. So basically, this layer, the acid mantle, keeps the skin barrier strong and protects it from harmful bacteria. But then when you take a hot shower, some of that stuff gets removed, and some of the tightly packed lipids in the skin barrier lose their organized structure. It makes the skin barrier more permeable. It allows more water to escape your body. And basically, like, hot water can cause your skin to just become tight and dull and wrinkly and less protective for you.
Okay.
So how about that?
So it's not the hot water necessarily. It's the
hot water don't
lathering.
Help. The soap,
hot water don't help.
The soap and the hot water together. So I would say simply don't use cleaning products. Checkmate.
Look at that.
Checkmate.
And think of the money you'll save.
Simply soak in a dirty, disgusting bathtub. So here's the deal. Then I go, okay, but what is a hot shower good for? What does the hot shower do for you? If we've got to think about the spreadsheet of biting into an apple, what is the spreadsheet of taking a hot shower versus a cold shower?
I'm going to guess that, it gets the dirt off your skin.
Buddy, that's one of the things. But here's what I'm going to tell you that's confusing. Cold shower can do that too.
Well, sure. I don't think that a hot shower is functionally better than a cold shower. I think it's more pleasant.
Well,
I think it means that I'm not suffering while I do it.
But what do you think is more functional about a cold shower?
I don't think it's more functional. I think
they're both the same.
Water. Yeah, I think the fact that it's water is the important ingredient in the cleansing. I don't think the temperature of the water matters.
You're an absolute buffoon. You're an absolute buffoon. Science says get wrecked, Jeff. Because here's what's up with hot showers. Hot showers actually provide relief for respiratory symptoms. Okay. So, they open up your airways, they clean out your nasal passages, they loosen up phlegm.
This makes sense. We have vaporizers and such like, what's the term for the thing that when you can put it by your bed if you have a cold?
Humidifier,
Humidifier. That's what I was looking for. That makes sense. It's basically the same thing. Hot steam. When I am sick, I love taking a hot shower. It makes me feel much better.
That's right.
Yeah, I get that.
It also can open up your pores. Here's the thing that's confusing. Okay. So it destroys your skin barrier, but it also opens up your pores and can flush out toxins that become trapped in your skin. So it's better for blemishes, but worse for skin overall.
Are you locked in here with me or am I locked in here with you?
That's right.
That's the old, we don't want the skin barrier sometimes because you got to get some folks out that are trapped in.
It's also good for, loosening up muscles. It's good for after, particularly after a workout or after physical exertion. It can help loosen up the body and stop you from developing knots or pain. So hot showers can be good in that way. But here's what's up. Cold showers are good in a completely different way. Cold showers will actually calm itchy skin. This skin situation is a complete nightmare, Jeffrey.
Yes.
Do you see what I'm saying here about how do we tell whether anything's good for you or not?
You can't. The calculus is too complex.
It's too complicated. That's why I eat a pumpkin pie every day for lunch.
That's right.
Because there's
Smart.
What are you going to?
Because why not?
What are you going to tell me that this food's better than this food? Eat shit. I'm eating a pumpkin pie every day.
Eat shit. I will be.
I will. All day. All day, every day. I feel no different no matter what I eat. That's the problem. I'll change my diet up. I'll do it.
I wonder if there's data about the difference between cold shower versus cold dunking, right? Because isn't that the whole thing now is the ice bath, is that
the Wim Hof method or whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
I have a number of friends who are proselytizing to me about that.
So,
is that better than a cold shower functionally?
Here's the thing about cold immersion and cold showers. There's not going to be too much different about it, right? Because you're functionally doing the same thing. You are immersing your body in cold water. The dunking, I think, is great for people because there's a little bit more control to it. You jump in, you're all in, you count your 60 seconds, you're out immediately, right?
Right.
Whereas like the shower, it's like, I don't know, like it's a little more imprecise, I guess. But here's what I'm going to tell you about cold showers and dunking yourself into cold water. Number one, like you were saying, wakes you up.
Yeah.
Wakes you up for sure. Right. And one of the reasons it does that is because it increases your circulation. It constricts your blood vessels and it causes your deep tissues to circulate faster. Because your body is trying not to freeze to death.
Yeah, that's nice of it.
Yeah. So it has like the opposite effect of a hot shower for somebody with hypertension or cardiovascular disease. Because
I would have thought you would have the opposite effect at the opposite temperature.
So wild. But basically, cold temperatures trigger the circulatory system, which reduces inflammation and can help prevent cardiovascular disease, right?
Okay.
So that's cool. Your oxygen intake goes up, your heart rate goes up, your alertness goes up. So yes, it wakes you up. But here's what I would tell you. You could do 10 push-ups in the morning and wake up the same way, or 10 burpees.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If we're looking at increasing circulation and increasing just airflow, roll out of bed, do some push-ups, and it's the same thing. So why do the cold water? Why do the cold water?
I do ice push-ups where I put down some crushed ice on the ground and
just
force myself to
just a thin sheet of ice.
Yeah.
This is that's probably the best thing for you in the morning. Cold showers. My burpees are actual burps. That's right. They say that cold showers can boost weight loss. Some research says this. You've probably heard this before where it's like, because your body goes into, heavy, like more intense breathing, more circulation. It's like, first thing in the morning, you're going to start burning calories. And because your body starts off burning calories, it wants to continue burning calories all day. I don't like when people say things like that because it's stupid.
Yeah.
Like, sure, there's something to be said for getting your metabolism up in the morning. But the idea of because you worked out in the morning, your body wants to keep your metabolism up for the rest of the day and it somehow contributes to that. Buddy, if you work out for 45 minutes in the morning and then you sit down for the rest of the day, this is not, what are you talking about? Like it eventually
research, you find that it's like short bursts periodically through the day are actually at least that's what I've been reading lately.
You need to keep your activity up if you want to keep your metabolism up. There's no like, you're setting your body up to expect this. And so your body, man, the stupidest part of your body is your brain for believing that.
That's right.
Your body is not so stupid that it doesn't know when you're not exercising.
That's why I pace out my pumpkin pie throughout the day.
That's right.
I do short bursts of pumpkin pie.
That's right.
Just to trigger my body's metabolism.
Mm-hmm. I don't. I do like... If a short burst of pumpkin pie is like a slice, if that's what you're talking about, I will eat a pumpkin pie in a day. This is the most dangerous time of year for me, Jeff.
Yeah.
Right now, as we're recording,
we don't talk about that. Nobody talks about that enough.
No.
The dangers of pumpkin pie season.
No, because you can get a pumpkin pie for $5 in pumpkin pie season.
That's right.
And
they have stacks of them. Yes.
So many. I go into the grocery store and I'm like, well, shit. If they're only gonna, they'll just let me have these.
Yeah.
I don't need to show them my driver's license. I can just have it. I can just walk out with this substance.
There's no test.
There's nothing.
Just let me have it. Yeah.
You don't even know if I deserve a treat. No, I will eat a pumpkin pie in a day. And I'll tell you this.
Yeah.
Feels great in the moment.
Good day.
It's a great day. And then you'll be like, oh, but what about like the next day, Anthony? What about the fallout? So far, there hasn't been any.
Well, that's why you got to keep going with the pumpkin pie subsequent days, because you have a great day, a great pumpkin pie day. You don't want to follow that up with some kind of lull. You don't want to follow that up with you don't want to come down from that pumpkin high, was what I like to call it.
What
the
you
pumpkin
like to,
high.
That's right. And what you do is you build up your body's immunity to the pumpkin pie.
That's right.
So
like
your body,
iocane powder.
That's right. Your body learns to extract every nutrient possible from the pumpkin pie. You know what I mean?
That's right.
If you're just eating some pumpkin pie every once in a while, this is great. I heard this from somebody who told me that if I do push-ups in the morning, my body wants to continue with its metabolism all day. And then they put a stick of butter in my coffee. If you just eat a pumpkin pie in the middle of a healthy diet, your body goes, ew, gross, trash. Throw it away. This is all waste. If all you eat is pumpkin pie, your body goes, I am desperate for vitamins and minerals.
That's right.
I am going to search every bite of this pumpkin pie. We're going to get every valuable nutrient out of this pumpkin pie that one possibly can.
The pumpkin, the crust, all of it.
All of it. What's in there? Could be anything. I'm going to find it. If there's vitamin C in this pumpkin pie, I'll find it.
Yeah.
You would think that there's no fiber in this pumpkin pie because it's a paste and a crust. But I'll find it if it's in there. I'll find it if it's in there, says your body. I'm so desperate. And that's where
that's
I'm at.
what you want to do. You want to challenge your body with pumpkin pie related feats.
That's right. Here's the other thing. Here's another
all of this in our new book, The Pumpkin Pie Diet. On shelves now.
That's right. We call it the pumpkin method.
That's right.
It's the best method. Look, the other thing, the final thing about cold showers, which just confuses us even more, Jeff. Cold water will give your skin and hair a healthy glow.
I'm sorry, are you holding up an old school calligraphy pen?
Yes. This is my nib pen. It's for drawing. Leave me alone.
You were making a point, and yeah. Okay.
Here, do you want me to hold up an iPhone instead of my pen?
No.
Is that what you want? Is that what you want to give up?
Sure what it was.
To give up artistry for technology finally? Is that what you want, Jeff? Fine. I'm not creating anymore. I'm a consumer now. I'm holding up an iPhone. I'm going to let the algorithm tell me what art is.
Subtly making a point, holding up one of those posable humanoid dolls.
That's right. No, I am actually holding up a nib pen though. It's ridiculous. It's just a wooden, it's literally like a wooden with a carved thing and you stick the pen nib in. I'm the most insufferable asshole. Truly. But shut up. That's not the point. What the point is here is, what am I supposed to do now about showers?
I feel like we've gotten nowhere.
We've gotten nowhere.
As usual.
So here's the thing. I said,
do what's pleasant. Do what's pleasant to yourself, as where we started from, which is
everything. No, everything is quantifiable, Jeff.
All right.
We can quantify anything. And so I looked up. I was like, well, which one's better? Somebody must know which one's better.
Okay.
In an ideal world, according to most experts, Jeff.
Yeah.
You would take a lukewarm room temperature shower. A room temperature shower, Jeff.
No.
The worst kind of shower.
Worst kind.
Would you rather take a cold shower?
At least you feel something. Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
At least you feel alive for a moment. Lukewarm shower is just a wildly unpleasant nothing moment.
You ever go on a trip, or like you're at like on a work trip or just any kind of trip, and you're in some sort of hotel or hostel or dormitory situation where you go and you go to the shower and you turn it on and there simply is no temperature control.
That's right. Yeah, that's awful.
I associate it mostly with like summer camp, this situation.
Yeah.
You go to take the shower and it's not cold. And it's not warm. It's just there. The water is just there.
You desperately need it because you're all sweaty from capturing the flag.
So many flags, dude.
Yeah.
So many flags. I had to make so many lanyards.
Oh, you need to rinse all that off. The lanyard bits.
The lanyard microplastics. We didn't know summer camp was mostly about ingesting microplastics.
Yeah.
Between that
and every other kind of thing.
That's right. Between that and the poor man's slip and slide, which is just like the tarp or where they put soapy water on it.
We got two things that would kill you: plastic and soap.
That's right. Right there. We were ruining our acid mantle right there in the sixth grade.
My skin barrier was left there all those years ago.
Hey, let me ask you this, YMCA. What's so Christian about destroying my acid mantle?
That's right.
The acid mantle
Take a good hard look in the mirror.
Young man.
There is a way to feel down. I'm telling you.
Yeah, the deal is you're supposed to take a lukewarm shower and then apply a moisturizer to your skin after bathing. That's it. That's the secret to shower.
That's a secret to a miserable life.
That's God. There's no high or low to a life like that.
Do you remember when years ago now, we did that story that's stayed with me. It's lived rent free in my brain for years. The story of the guy in the, I want to say 40s that was like had that cult, and he decided that the problem with human beings was negative thinking. And so they tried to raise a child with no negativity around them. Do you remember that? To like prove that this person could be like some sort of superhuman.
Yes.
Based on just zero negative anything.
That's right.
And they kept them. That's what I think of when it's like lukewarm shower. It's just for what?
For what?
For what?
For who? Why would you do this to yourself? The other approach is a technique which was created by Dr. Sebastian Knipe.
Oh, the Knipe.
Yeah. Dr. Sebastian Knipe.
Knipe.
Yeah. It was so close to being a cool name.
It's so funny.
It was so close.
You may call me Dr. Knipe.
Dr. Knipe? That's awesome. You're Dr. Knipe? No.
Dr. Knipe.
Dr. Knight?
No.
Dr. Knight?
No.
Like that's cool. Like you're out in the darkness and the shadows.
No. Dr. Knipe.
Oh, of the New England Knipes.
Yes.
Oh, hey.
My grandfather, Cornelius Knipe.
That's right. Yeah, I know you guys. He created what he calls the contrast
shower. The New
shower.
York Kniperbuckers.
That's
I'm
right.
Sorry.
He created what he calls the contrast shower.
The contrast. Well, see, that's what I was going to ask is a little bit of hot, a little bit of cold, back and forth seas? Maybe just keep swinging that knob in the shower back and forth?
Are you a doctor? Are you a doctor?
I don't know why I go to extremes. You know what I'm saying?
Buddy?
Billy Joel had it right.
Here's the deal. You get the water as cold as possible. You stand in it for exactly a minute. When the minute's up, you change the water to as hot as you can handle for a minute. You do this for 3 to 5 cycles.
Uh-huh.
So what they're saying is neither one of them is better. What they're saying is both of them are good and bad. Do them all at once.
So do it.
That's what Dr. Knipe came up with.
That's the Knipe method.
That's the Knipe method. Dr. Sebastian Knipe said, I don't know, seems like maybe just do both. Dr. Knipe sounds like he was on an HMO for sure.
Yeah.
Like your HMO is definitely, they cover Dr. Knipe. They don't cover much more.
Dr. Knipe.
You go into Dr. Knipe and you're just like, hey man, I've got this pain in my arm when I do this. And he goes, don't do that.
Don't do that, idiot.
Just don't do it then.
Yeah. That's the Knipe.
That's the Knipe
It sounds
method.
like he needed a knife and a scalpel. And so we just got Knipe.
Can I show you Sebastian Knipe? There's something that you need to know about Sebastian Knipe. Sebastian Knipe, Jeff, was a German Catholic priest and one of the forefathers of the naturopathic movement, which is a movement that we love here.
Oh, sure.
There's nothing we love more than the idea that, the humors and the airs and the water itself will fix you.
That's right.
This is what Sebastian Knipe looks like.
If you don't want skin like Knipe, I don't know. Oh, it's not even how. Dude, I love how you spell Knipe.
Yeah.
I before E except in Knipe.
Yeah. But this guy looks like Uncle Fester.
Yeah, he is. That is not someone whose physiology I'd want to model at any point in my days.
Yeah, I don't look at him and go, okay.
There's the ideal.
I'm going to give it a listen. It's clearly working for him.
This guy's ideas about health.
So there are some things that were good about Sebastian Knipe, though. Sebastian Knipe.
Knipe.
I know. Sebastian Knipe was about, he was about like hydrotherapy, right? The use of water to treat ailments. Sure. There's still some.
Drink a glass of water.
Well, and I think also like, stay
hydrated.
When they tell you after a big game, if your muscles are sore, get in the bath and it's got this, the water pressure and the jets and all that stuff. He's
that kind of water.
Yeah, he's kind of into that. Phytotherapy, which is the use of natural medicines. Okay, which is not bad. It's not bad.
Yeah.
It can be taken to extremes for sure, but some of his stuff was considered very groundbreaking. In the 1800s, and it was stuff like, "Hey, man, people should exercise."
It doesn't look like Knipe took that to heart, but it's nice that he professed it.
He was like, look, you got it. You have exercise is important. Nutrition is important. Here's what he was saying in the mid 1800s. He was saying you should have a wholesome diet of whole grains, fruits, vegetables, and limited meat. He wasn't wrong.
He wasn't wrong. Sensible. Yeah.
And then he also believed in like basically physical mental balance. He thought that a healthy mind begets a healthy person. So there were some things about him as sort of like a naturopath that made a lot of sense. Was it taken maybe like entirely too far by a bunch of people? Sure, but most things are.
Yeah.
But so what Sebastian Knipe said was, hey man, bite into the spreadsheet of the apple and then hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water, hot water, cold water.
It just seems like so much work for the shower.
Dude,
I gotta timing things and I gotta go back and forth.
And there's no way to time it. Here's the thing that's going to kill me. There's no way to time it specifically. Right? Because I'm going
nowadays, you asked your Siri. You just say, Siri,
no.
Tell me in a minute.
It's not the timer, Jeff. It's the plumbing. I can turn from cold to hot as quickly as I want to, but it's not necessarily. Right. And then once I do it, I mean, I guess I could draw like a mark on the wall where the exact heat is that I like. Right? Because you're supposed to have it as hot as you can stand for a minute. I can't spend that minute messing around with it every time.
Sure.
I'm missing out on my hydrotherapeutic benefits. So what am I going to do? There's no way to
set your Knipe levels, you know?
You got to have one of those showers that has 2 shower heads on opposite sides, right?
Oh, the cold one, and you just run back and forth. You just leave them both on.
You jump back and
run back and forth.
That's right.
Brilliant. I love that. It's a his and hers that you just use single occupancy.
Buddy, that's how I use every his and hers thing in my life. What is this made for 2 people to share? I'll take one of them and use it on my own. I love that shit. It. This is made for the efficient use for 2 people. Well, then it's got to be really efficient for one lazy dude. This has got to be perfect for one lazy dude.
Yeah.
For one rudderless man, this is perfect.
Yeah.
So Sebastian Knipe here in the 1800s, he died in 1897. Born in 1821. He already had the highest amount of shower science knowledge. There's been no further science shower knowledge since 1897. Actually, he published a book in 1886 called My Water Cure.
His water cure.
That's right.
All right.
And so since 1886,
it was the vacillating temperature thing?
It's vacillating temperatures, it's the hydrotherapy, it's all of the various ways that water can cure everything that ails you.
All right.
And listen, here's what I'm going to tell you. If he was right about showers in 1886 and we don't have any new knowledge, he could have been right about everything. Maybe your friends are right, Jeff, and we should just be dunking ourselves in water all day, and that's the way to health.
I feel like I'm coming out of this discussion less informed.
Dumber? Yeah.
I mean, it's sort of the theme of our podcast, but I honestly, I feel like just take a shower, however you're going to take a shower.
Here's what I've found after reading all this and doing all this research. Showers ain't that important.
Yeah, maybe the real takeaway here is like fewer showers.
Well, I guess, yeah, that's one way to take showers aren't that important.
Again,
but the other
4
way,
p.m. on a Tuesday, is taking that lesson from this conversation. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But I guess I meant it more along the lines of perhaps we are overthinking the shower.
Yeah.
Perhaps we are overthinking the dunking into water and how much it can do for us. Perhaps we are putting too much faith in the 5 minutes of water and what its temperature is and how it's going to change our lives. Maybe it doesn't affect very much at all, is what I'm thinking.
Got to go back to bathing in the pond like God intended.
I don't know why you keep going. No, all I'm saying is we don't have to think about showers as much as we don't have to get rid of
don't
showers.
bathe.
No.
Bathe less.
Well, no. I mean, I guess it depends on how, I guess it depends on how physical you are and how much you sweat and stuff. I don't know. I think some people shower too much. I think some people don't shower enough.
I'm very physical. As I mentioned, I often break the skin barrier.
What does that mean? But no, what this has shown to me and what this has reminded me of is that my real takeaway is we are so hyper focused on optimization.
Yeah, that's
right?
for sure.
And there's this idea of like these little optimizations are going to add up to a different life. And there is something to that, right? Like the 1% change thing, right? Yeah. You can change your life 1%, 1% every day or 1% every week. You're going to make those changes build up. But at the same time, I don't think we need to be worried about the productivity returns on showering or what the spreadsheet of the apple is.
I think that's a fair point. My only counterpoint would be my father is the kind of person, he's kind of a perfectionist and he's an engineer and had an engineering mind. And his position is and has always been, if I'm going to do a thing, why not do it? Why not devote a little bit of thinking first and figure out the best way to do that thing?
Sure, of course. And I do believe there's something to intentionality and something to things that we can improve in our life. But here's what I'm going to say. And even in the face of your father's work ethic and your father's like, hey, I should do this the best that I can. Does that apply to shower? Do you know what I mean? Does it apply to everything?
No, perhaps not. Again, my takeaway, I've thought about, as I said, I tried the cold shower thing. I thought about, hey, does that actually improve your energy during the day as people profess? Is it making me healthier? I never really thought about my skin per se, but
no.
Ultimately I got to the point of, I just feel better in a warm shower. I just feel better. And you know what? That 20 minutes, whatever it is, 10 minutes of just standing in nice warm water.
Oh, it's definitely 20 on a good day for me. I will just stand in a hot shower. I love a hot shower. That's the thing.
Me too.
And that's why when I was looking up all this stuff, I was like, hey, what if it does for 4 minutes in the morning raise my oxygen intake or my circulation a little bit? What if it does? What's the benefit of that versus the 20 relaxing minutes I have in the morning that I enjoy?
Right.
What's the optimal thing for me? It might just be like the 20 nice minutes in the morning.
Yeah. And there's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think trying to connect everything.
Eat the pumpkin pie.
Eat the pumpkin pie. I think the trying to connect everything to, is it the best for us? Are we doing the best we can do with every moment of our time? Is honestly just connected to how little free time we have in our lives to devote to ourselves.
That's true.
And so when we have these little minutes, it's like, I can't just enjoy a shower. I need the shower to do something for my health because I'm so busy and I'm so overcommitted to other things in my life that I'm making up for the things that I don't get to do. And a shower can't make up for that thing. If that thing is taking a jog, taking a walk, stretching, going to the gym, whatever it is, the shower can't replace that.
Well, I think we've done stories in the past about, that phenomenon that a lot of people experience where you have your best ideas in the shower.
Yeah.
And equating it to the fact that it's one of the few places where you're actually quiet and alone. It's really just that simple.
Quiet, alone, you feel no pressure.
Yeah. Well, I want high pressure.
You want a lot of high water pressure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, baby. Get that pressure on me.
I want so badly to know where to buy one of the illegal shower heads. The shower heads that are like the high pressure shower heads.
Yeah.
That like,
are they really illegal?
They're genuinely illegal. Like they're not allowed, there's a certain amount of water that they're allowed to push through and pressure that they're like, because it's a water conservation thing. And here's what I'm going to say. Pass a law against corporate waste and I won't take the wasteful shower.
Boom.
How about that? So I'm trying to find the closest thing I found is I went on Amazon and I bought a shower head that has a fan, like an oscillating fan in it that like pushes the water out.
Oh, I got one of those.
I got
got sucked into that ad on Instagram or whatever it was.
I don't think it's doing anything.
No, it's not doing it. It's not. It's a lie.
It's definitely
but it has
better
cool lights in it. Does yours have cool lights? Mine has cool lights.
No, mine does not have lights. It has a water filter in it, which I guess is kind of nice.
Does that the pebbles?
It does have the pebbles, and then it has.
I like the pebbles.
It has a tube that you put in and replace, but it is better than the garbage shower head that my apartment complex gave me.
Well, of course.
So I'm not, so at least I'm a winner there, but it's not, I saw this jet powered fucking engine of a shower head on Amazon and I was like, damn, that's probably the secret. That's the key. It was not the key.
Wasn't the key.
It wasn't the key. I need to know if any of the concerned citizens out there know anything about plumbing, how do I modify my shower head? Is there a shower head that I buy and I modify to get the good illegal water? How do I get that good illegal water?
There's a tool that you can get where you can unlock the water pressure. You know what they call that tool, Anthony? What? They call it a nipe.
You can let me know on social media. I'm at A Carboni on everything. Jeff, are you on one of the new good ones? We're supposed to be on the new good ones.
I skeet now. That's what I do. I skeet.
What does that mean? Is that a Blue Sky?
I'm on Blue Sky.
I'm on Blue Sky as well. I'm acarboni.bsky.social. You're probably Jeff Canada.
Do you have to say that last part? Is that
I don't know. Some people aren't .bsky.social.
Yeah, it's true.
But he's Jeff Canada.bsky.social. But the best way to get in touch with us and to share all of the illegal tips is on our Discord. Our Discord is so fucking illegal, man.
Oh, dude, it's like the dark web.
Buddy, it's the Silk Road. The Silk Road's back, and it's on our Discord. And if you want to join it, it only costs $1 a month.
That's right. What so cheap for the Silk Road. And also, that $1 doesn't just get you access to the Discord. It also makes this show continue, which is pretty sweet. And if you've got more than $1 a month that you'd like to devote to that purpose, well, you get even cooler stuff. You can find all of it at patreon.com/wehaveconcerns.
You remember that single by The Nipe in like the mid 2000s? It's like, I'm not gonna for me to lean on. That was Dr. Sebastian Nipe.
Was it? I remember that 10,000 Maniacs song, because the Nipe belongs to lepers.
Are you sure you're not like 30 years older than me?